Boom. Keep them coming.
What's going on, everyone? Bobbybarks here, and welcome to the 3v3 review video that I'm doing for you here. So it's just to talk through where we're at with certain things and what's happening now. The group stages have finished. We've done the 1v1s, we've done the 2v2s, and we've done the 3v3s. So I want to talk through to you what you can see on the screen at the minute. I'll talk through the right hand side first, where the green and purple highlights are, and that's where the groups were finalised and who finished in what places. I do apologise about not being able to show many games from the 3v3. Not many were played, as you can see. Some ended up as a 2v2, 1v2. We did end up with some 1v1s as well. It didn't really work out as well as I'd hoped. And like I said in the previous review video, I get that, you know, people have other commitments. The game's over 5 years old. Not everyone wants to play it all the time like they did 4 years ago. So I get it. We're a bit frustrating, but you know, the timelines that we have, I don't want this tournament to drag on until Christmas. I want to try and get it done and dusted as quick as possible, certainly for the participants, and then leave the rest to me and the editors to try and get things done at that end. But anyway, Group A, there you can see England finished on top, or joint top, with Turkey, both on 7 points. Germany and Netherlands only got a point apiece. And that was basically, Germany obviously lost to Turkey. I gave them a point against Netherlands because they were struggling to get the game played. And Germany just didn't really communicate with England to try and get that game played. So I gave England the win for that. No bias there, being from England, but you know, it just, if people aren't going to communicate, then there's not a lot I can do. The people from Team England were trying to get the game organised, and they weren't getting a lot back from Germany. I think I actually scheduled. I think I was the admin for that group, and I actually told them and scheduled the game for them to play. And then not all the Germans turned up, and they decided that they weren't going to play. So it's just the way it is, unfortunately. Group B, Canada finished top of that, played 3-1-3. I think they actually played all 3 games in that. It's difficult for me to remember, but I do think that they played all 3 games and they won all 3 games. USA did win a game against El Salvador and Trinidad and Tobago, I do believe. And they did beat South Korea, Peru and Cyprus, but unfortunately they were using weapons and perks that they shouldn't have been, so ultimately the win was awarded to Korea, Peru and Cyprus. So that's how that one finished. Scotland, France, Portugal and Czech Republic, Ireland and Poland. Ireland and Poland really struggled. Tried to get Gods and Kiwi to commit some times and play some games. There was an issue with one of the games against Scotland, I think it was, where the rules weren't made out clear, and it got a bit messy in that one, unfortunately. The Scotland versus Ireland-Poland game was played, and then there was a rematch that was scheduled, but only Alexa turned up from Poland. 2 guys from Scotland played a 2v1 and ended up winning, obviously, very quickly. It wasn't really fair, to be honest. Scotland-France game was quite a good game. That was a nice, I think it was 3v2 though. I don't think everyone from France turned up for that, which was a bit disappointing. And then Scotland versus Portugal and Czech Republic. Republic. I think that was a good game as well. I don't think we ended up showing it though, and Portugal and Czech Republic was awarded that win against France, who camped their way to that victory, which was a bit off really. They shouldn't have done that. So I have awarded the win to Portugal and Czech Republic, obviously, as you heard at the end of that commentary. Group D, Lebanon, KSA, India. We only ended up with 3 teams there, and that was a struggle to get them all to come on and play as well. Lebanon and KSA ended up topping that group, joint top, and India finishing bottom. Again, like I've said to you in previous review videos, because there's only 3 teams in that group, we did give them 3 points to start off with. So even though they didn't win a game, India, they still got 3 points. Group E, Sweden, Panama and Uganda, they topped that group. There was a draw, I think it was, or we ended up awarding it as a draw against Bolivia and Tunisia because they couldn't just get on and play. There was some serious time zone issues with that group because of where Sweden and Panama are and Brazil and Argentina are and things. That one just became a bit of a logistical nightmare, unfortunately, but you know, we got some games played, and that's how that one finished. So let me take you on to the table on the left hand side then. So that's how the nations finished. That line that you can see underneath Argentina that separates Argentina and Bolivia was the cut-off point. So Argentina and above have all qualified for round 4. And because of the number of participants that you can see in column B, that equated to 31. It was 31 participants. So what I've decided to do with the participants from Bolivia down is have a wildcard mini competition. So 1v1 games on checkpoint, very similar to what we did with quarters, with the 1v1 tournaments that we did, where we separated it into the 4 quarters. So checkpoint, 1v1s, mini competition, everyone playing against each other in that one. I'll come on to that in a little bit and talk to you about that. The reason why India are highlighted in yellow is because we had some issues with India and submitting footage, as we've obviously established in some of the games. We did some memes in those edits to try and take the mick a little bit out of them. Yash324 always submitted footage when he was asked for it. So what we've done there, because India did finish above that line, we have put Yash through to round 4 for submitting his footage. Kunal Blaziken, whatever you want to call him, has told me that he can't submit footage because his internet speed and upload or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but he said that he can't submit footage. So I'm having to disqualify Blaziken because it's pointless in being in the tournament if he can't submit footage. And then Angad and Gautam, very difficult in terms of communicating with those guys and getting footage from those guys. So even though India finished above that line, I have dropped Angad and Gautam below the line. So they will play in the wildcard games, but I will be expecting footage from them. Otherwise, I'm going to be very, very disappointed. But hey ho! So that's where people finished in terms of nations. I'm going to go through the participants now on the middle table with the ones that are highlighted in red. So everyone that you can see highlighted in red are the people that have been eliminated through disqualification or withdrawal. So Algeria have obviously gone, they're no longer in the tournament. Australia, Belgium have gone, Bolivia's gone, Canada 18 from Brazil's gone, everyone from Canada's gone apart from Wreckage, Croatia are gone, Hungary's gone, Blaziken from India's gone, Ireland are gone. I couldn't get in touch with them, like I say, for those 3v3 games, and they didn't turn up to the games that were scheduled. Japan are gone, Jordan's gone, KSA, one of the guys, got disqualified there because he didn't turn up or didn't talk in any of his messages or anything like that, so we got rid of him. 2 of the Lebanese guys have gone. We've just left R12 Shoot and Prince Kasabin. Mexico gone, Netherlands have gone apart from Gusty. Niger have gone, Pakistan's gone, Philippines have gone, one of the guys from Portugal's gone, one of the guys from Scotland's gone, Sudan have gone, one of the players from Turkey's gone, and all of Team USA have gone. Last of Us Prodigy withdrew in round 2 that we already discussed, which is a bit disappointing. Jeff was disqualified in round 3 because of the way he was communicating with people in the group messages. He was being very vindictive towards people, and not in a joking sense. He was quite brutal in some of the messages, which upset another participant. And you know, it is in the rules that says if you're going to say things like that, you've got to be respectful to your opponents and teammates, even if you don't like them. And I've got kids at the end of the day, and I don't like the idea of online bullying, and sometimes people might think it's banter, but other people see it as bullying. So unfortunately for Jeff, and I do like Jeff to be honest, but unfortunately he did cross the line on a couple of occasions, and unfortunately he got disqualified. Duncan and Valkyrie both withdrew after the 3v3s had finished. They said that they couldn't commit to continue playing in this tournament, so they were out. So Team USA all gone, which is a bit unfortunate considering that's the country that had the most participants want to play in this World Cup, and they were probably one of the favourites for winning it as well. But yeah, they've all gone. So let me come on to the wild card then. So this is what we've got here at the bottom left hand side of the screen, which I assume you can see okay. Yeah. So we have round 1, game 1, 2, 3, 4. Romance Jones is playing Girl Gamer Alexa in round 1, so Montenegro versus Poland. We've got Barack Obama versus Angad, Cyprus versus India. Gusty Phoenix versus Czech Republic, so Netherlands versus Czech Republic, which is OND 745. Then we've got Bolivia versus India, so we've got Dos Santos 497 versus Gautam 007. Now you can see there, the bracket is kind of set for where people go in terms of when they've won a game. So these 4 names here all got a bye in round 1. So they're not playing in round 1, they all got a bye through to round 2. And then the winners of these games slip in here on the right hand side to play these people that got a bye. And then like the winner of that game will play the winner of that game in the semi-final. So yeah, it works its way down. So we'll see how that goes. I'm looking forward to showing that actually, because there's been some really good games in that, and I think you guys will enjoy watching that. And it's a bit of a throwback to the 1v1 tournaments that we held last year. So that'll be good to watch for some of you that was interested in that tournament. And then right down at the bottom here you can see the draw for round 4. So the winner of the wildcard mini tournament that we're doing will come straight in here at the bottom and play against Giant Roger from England in a 1v1 on Water Tower. So I'll start from the top. Obviously we've got Wreckage versus Ragnarok, which is Canada versus Turkey. That'll be a really good game, 2 really good players, and they're also playing on Checkpoint. I'll come on to these highlights in a minute. Let me just skip over those. We've got a 1v1 on Bookstore between Korea and India, which is Sancho East versus Yash. We've got a 2v2 on Suburbs. We've got Lebanon versus Turkey. That'll be a really good game. The Turkish boys, these 2 brothers here, been doing really well as a partnership, and Lebanon, R12 Shoot and Prince Kassab have been doing really well as a partnership as well. We've got Tinetro from Germany up against Angel X-Shot from Uganda. That one is also happening on Checkpoint, I think. Yeah. Yes, must be. We've got a 1v1 on Bookstore between Snap from KSA and Janice Maiden from Sweden. We've got a 2v2 on Hometown between France and England. England are actually the only team left with 4 participants now. So they've done really well to get to this stage. But yeah, Grundig and Andy for England are going to play against Butcher and Ethan from France. We've got a 1v1 here between MC from Costa Rica and Alenda de Zablau from Brazil. Got a 1v1 between Brazil and England, so Pedro Berger versus Boom Boyman. That'll be a good game. We've got a 1v1 on the beach, unfortunately for Hulk and Giacosta. They got the short straw, they ended up with a beach for a 1v1 game, so Germany versus Argentina, and then like I say, England versus whoever wins that wildcard tournament there. So let me talk to you about these two highlights then. I could have waited until the end of round 4 to talk to you about this, but I might as well mention it now. The teams in green there, so Scotland versus Portugal, that was scheduled to play in round 4, but unfortunately the massive Vidal had some internet problems and he lost his internet for a few days, so the game that was scheduled couldn't happen. So Gingerbready Lad played a 1v1 against Rubinho and a 1v1 against Who Knows. He lost to Rubinho and he beat Who Knows. If Who Knows had won, I'd have probably just put Portugal through, but then we had an issue with this game down here in the red. I think we gave these people 10 days, something like that, to play this game. And despite being prompted by the admin for the game to try and organise it between Germany and KSA, there was no communication from either nation or any of the 4 players that was in the PSN group message. So we decided as admins that we were just going to disqualify the 4 of them. So unfortunately, the 2 players from KSA and the 2 players from Germany both got disqualified. Just, you know, if people can't play, they just send a message saying, look, can't get on, can you extend the deadline? We generally do that for people. But if we're going to get 4 players completely ignoring the messages that the admin's sending, it's pointless in being in the tournament. They're just going to hold things up for everyone. So they got disqualified. So because of that, because those 2 teams went out, and because of the issues that we had with the internet for the Masvidal in the Scotland-Portugal game, we put both Scotland and Portugal through, because at least the 4 of those were communicating in the PSN group message to try and schedule a game and sort a game out. They actually did get on and play some 1v1s against each other. So I felt it was only appropriate to give them both a second opportunity and go through to the next round. So without showing you any games or talking to you about round 4, I can already tell you that Scotland and Portugal and those 4 players are both through to round 5. So that's everything I wanted to talk to you about in this video. I hope everything is clear. I know some things can get quite complicated. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments section below, and I will do my best to try and answer things where I can. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.